Okay, God bless everyone. So let us continue the discussion of the week 5, no? So the conditional and related statements. Okay, so here is the common form of the conditional statement. So just familiarize this one so that whenever nga i-ask siya kung unsa ni siya nga klase nga whenever nga pangitaon na to ang kanang conditional dili ang consequent of antecedent sa given nga equivalent na form sa conditional, then mahatag na to siya. Okay? So, let us have an example. Write each of the following in if P, then Q form. So, letter A, the number is an even number, provided that it is divisible by 2. So, since provided that ang iyahang gigamit niya connective, so, going back, no? Provided that, so, in here, ang Q is nag-una siya, no? Then P dayon. So Q provided that P. So mo ni siya nga equivalent form sa conditional ang gihatag. So Q provided that P. So the number is even number. So this is our Q. It is divisible by 2. This is our P. So the Q is our consequent and P is our antecedent. So if we're going to write this one into if P then Q form, then the answer is if it is divisible by 2, then the number is an even number. So again, you need to familiarize the equivalent form of the conditional statement given this table. No? Okay, letter B. Today is Friday, only if yesterday was Thursday. Only if. So, balikan na to ang table. So, P only if Q. Since P only if Q, so asang P na to ani? P only if Q. So, P mo ni ato ang P. Today is Friday. Ang Q na to mo ni. Yesterday was Thursday. So, this is our antecedent and this is our consequent. So, if converting this one into conditional statement, so if today is Friday, then yesterday was Thursday. So this is the answer. If today is Friday, then yesterday was Thursday. Okay, next, the converse, the inverse, and the contrapositive of the conditional statement. Okay, this one also kailangan nyo ma-memorize. Kaya you cannot give the converse, inverse, and the contrapositive, the conditional statement if you don't know the formula or the pattern of the given related statement of the conditional statement. So, okay, for example, no? Write the converse, inverse, and contrapositive of if I get the job, then I will rent the apartment. So if I get the job, this is our antecedent. I will rent the apartment, this is our consequent. P and Q. So to get the converse, di ba, ang pattern sa converse is Q implies P. So mag-una gid yung Q. Uh, if I will if I rent the apartment, then I get the job. Again, Q implies P. Ang converse na to. Q implies P. So if I rent the apartment, then I get the job. Okay. Next is the inverse of this conditional statement. So we know that the inverse is someone ang inverse niya. Okay, ang inverse is not P implies not Q. Okay, so ang inverse niya is not P implies not Q. So we need to get the negation of not of P and the negation of Q. Okay, so if I didn't get the job, then I will not rent the apartment. If I did not get the job, then I will not rent the apartment. Since the pattern of the inverse is not P implies not Q. The next one is the contrapositive of the conditional statement. So the pattern is not Q implies not P. So not Q, Pini. This is not P. Okay. If I do not rent the apartment, then I did not get the job. If I do not rent the apartment, then I do not get the job. Since ang pattern sa to ang contrapositive is not Q implies not P. Okay, next. So, truth table for conditional and related statement. So, the related statement of the conditional is the contrapositive. So, the conditional and the contrapositive are equivalent statement. The converse and the inverse is also equivalent statements. No, they are equivalent. Okay, so let us see an example. Determine whether the given statements are equivalent. So, if a number ends with a 5, then the number is divisible by 5. Okay, so this is the conditional. If a number is divisible by 5, then the number ends with a 5. So, if a number is divisible by 5, this is Q. No? Q. The number ends with a 5, this is P. So Q implies P. So unsa ni siya? Converse, inverse, or contrapositive. So kauna di ba? Q implies P. So kung atong tan-awon, Q implies P. So Q implies P, this is the converse. Okay, and we know the equivalent of the converse is the inverse. Okay, since the first statement is the conditional and the second statement is the converse of the conditional, so the two statements are not equivalent. No, dili siya equivalent. Nga naman, conditional ang isa ka statement, ang isa ka statement kay converse. So it follows that the two statements are not equivalent. Okay? The next one we have is two lines in a plane do not intersect. Then the lines are parallel. Okay. Next is, this is a conditional statement. So the next one is, if two lines in the plane are not parallel, okay, not Q, no, ginigit niya si Q. Then the lines intersect. So meaning ginigit po niya si P. Okay, so not Q implies not P. So if we go back to the table, not Q implies not P. Ang yung equivalent is the conditional. Okay? Since the conditional and the contrapositive are equivalent, no? They are equivalent. Okay, this is the conditional, this is the contrapositive statement po siya. And this one is a conditional statement. So, mubalik ta sa atong table, sa truth table, the conditional and the contrapositive are equivalent. So, it follows that the two statements are equivalent. Okay, next, symbolic argument. So, an argument consists of a set of statements called premises. Premises, antecedent, okay, mora na siya, no? And another statement called conclusion. Conclusion, muna siya sa ato ang conditional, muna ato ang sana consequent. Ang premises, muna itong antecedent. Ang conclusion, muna itong consequent. Okay. An argument consists of a set of statements called premises and another statement called the conclusion. An argument is valid if the conclusion is true whenever all the premises are assumed to be true. An argument is invalid if it is not a valid argument. Okay? So determine whether they are valid or invalid. No? So for instance, consider the following argument. So if Aristotle was human, then Aristotle was mortal. Aristotle was human, therefore Aristotle was mortal. So this is our first premise, the second premise, and this is our conclusion. So if we write this one into symbolic form, sumo ni siya ang atong mabuo. No? Let H be the proposition, Aristotle was human, and M, Aristotle was mortal. So, no? Okay, so this is the symbolic form of the given example. No? The next one, okay, the fish is fresh, or I will not order it. The fish is fresh, therefore, I will order it, no? So, you just assign a prepositional variable to every preposition. No? Kay or man siya, sumoni, or. No? Okay, sumoni ang iyahang symbolic form. Okay, so for us to know that a certain argument is valid or invalid, so ato siyang buhatan og truth table. So here is the steps kung unsaon nimo siya pagbuhat o unsaon nimo pag-identify that a certain argument is valid or invalid. Okay, so example, so ang katong first example kaganina to Aristotle was human, Aristotle was mortal, mo to itong panambuhatan, no? Kaya itong i-determine if that argument is valid or invalid ba. So, first, you need to make a symbolic form of the given argument, no? That's a symbolic form. Next is, you need to construct a truth table. Then after constructing the truth table, tanawa ang iyang mga premises. If all the premises of the given argument is true, then tanawa ang truth value sa conclusion. If it is true, kung tanan true, then your argument or the given argument is valid. Since in this table, puro man true ang premises, ang duha ka premises as well as the conclusion kay puro man true. So we conclude that the argument, the given argument is valid. Okay? Next is katong sa fish, no? A fish ba to? No. If it rains, then the game will not be played. It is not raining, therefore the game will be played. If it rains, so you need to assume you need to assume a propositional variable for every proposition nga naa diri as a given argument, no? It rain, muna siya stands for R. And the game will be played, muna siya itong G, no? Okay, so naratay duha ka premises. Okay, only two premises. So, if we're going to make a table, sa mo niyang iyang table. Okay, ayaw nagtanawa ang mga table nga nag-false ang mga premises nimo or true false ang premises nimo. Ang imong pangitaon sa table is ang kanara mga premises nga puro nag-true, then tanawa ang conclusion kung true ba po. If one of the conclusion of that premises is false, nga ang iyang mga premises is true, no? Parehaan ni true ang iyang premises but the conclusion is false. So kung ang iyang conclusion mag-false, no? Though true diri then ang isa niya is false, ma-follow siya that the argument given is invalid. Dapat true ni siya para po mong argument is mahimong valid. Since false pa ni siya diring dapita, then your argument is invalid. Okay, so the argument example number 9 involves 3 statements. So kay 3 statements naman siya. So ang gamitin na itong row is 8. Kay 2 to the power of 3 man, 8 rows siya. No? So let us test if the given argument is valid ba or invalid. So if I am going to run the marathon, then I will buy new shoes. I will buy new shoes, then I will not buy a television. If I buy a television, I will not run the marathon. Okay, so here is the symbolic form sa given nga argument, no? So na siya ka premises. Okay? So with this table, given the table, no? Tanawa lang kung asa siya dapit nag-true ang iyang mga premises. So kini, yung conclusion true po. This one, puro siya true. Yeah. Yung conclusion is true. Then, the given argument is valid. Okay. So, that's it. Okay. Good luck sa exam this coming July 15. And study, no? Dili magpabaya. Kay sayang ang tuition. So, God bless everyone.